Hello, right, here we are, week 170. So, first things first, as I forget every week, is I'm going to feed fish. Before I settle down. What can you see there? Right, hopefully they calm down a bit now. It's very hot here today, so I think it's 34 outside in the garden, and this is 29.5 in here today. Tank is at 26.3, so it must be a bit hot. Normally runs at 26 this time of year. Yeah, so everything's on, aircon's on full blast, the fans are on, probably be on all day, and the fan on the sump is on as well. So it's noisy, but hopefully the mic will cut all of that extraneous noise out. What have I done? I have added another wave maker pump in the tank. I've added a Sicce Voyager HP10, I think it's called. I think it does about 17,000 litres an hour, about 4,000 gallons. Yeah, it's quite nice actually, very simple. Plug it in, turn it on, job done. No app, no ramps up, no different types of pulsing or anything. It's just on, and it's. I bought it really because I can't buy the pumps I want. I want to buy Pantaray pumps. That is their website. I've been looking at their website for probably 2 years. I even emailed them and they emailed me back and went, yeah. So I said I wanted 2 Hydro 42s and 163, and I went, yeah, that'd be fine. And then they never got back to me, never heard a thing from them again. Every single time I checked the website, they've been sold out. I even looked on some American websites to see if I could get some there when I go, and they were sold out as well. So I don't know how they, I just don't know how they exist. I really don't understand it. Anyway, so I can't get them, so I went with that, and I think it's going to be alright actually. What I quite like about it actually is the body of the pump itself is solid, as in there's no water flow sort of flutes in it. So when you take the cover off the front, you can twist and get the impeller out, so you can clean all of that while the body's in the pump, while the body's still in the tank. So I'm hoping that I won't have to, because it's a fact, to be honest, to get round the back. If you have to take the whole body block off, I have to make sure the magnet behind it doesn't fall off, and just getting to the back of the tank's a pain, because it's over a metre to get over to it. So I much prefer pumps which I can just clean the bits that need cleaning and leave the body of the pump in the tank, and it looks like that's what I'm going to be able to do with that, so that is a bonus. The other thing I've done is I've noticed the last, I don't know, a couple of months maybe, as I come in the morning, the tank is not, or the water rather, is not looking as clear as it has been, and I think that's probably due to the ozone unit not being as efficient. I can't remember how old it is, to be honest, but it's been on there, you know, maybe a year, maybe longer. So they're £50. I've got to be honest, I'm not a massive fan of just buying stuff and chucking it away, because it's just not very eco-friendly. But they make it difficult not to, because they're £50 units. And when I bought a more expensive unit, which was nearly 3 times the price, it only lasted 3 months. So I ended up throwing that away anyway. So it's not something I'd try and get into the habit of doing. You know, it's like when people say just buy cheap pumps and throw them away, each to their own. But you know, there's enough stuff going in landfill. I try not to contribute to it if I don't have to. Saying that, I bought a new one, and it's definitely improved the water clarity in the morning. So I think it was just getting old. Obviously, there's no serviceable parts on them anyway. £50 to do 200 milligrams an hour. I think that's the rate. So if you look there, I've just added it back to where the other one. It's exactly the same. It's like for like. So I will. I'll try and make a note of how long it lasts. Actually, I hope to get a year out of it. Really. Yeah, and there's the pump. I didn't put a picture of the pump, did I? So that's the pump. It's quite big, as you can see. There's a picture in my hand, and there's a picture of it in the tank. I mean, they're quite obtrusive, to be honest. They're quite large, but that's just part of keeping a reef in it. You know, you pretty much have to have pumps in the tank, really. Very difficult to do it all in closed loops and hide pumps and stuff. And if you hide them, I always think people that hide pumps in rockwork so you can barely see them. Just how often do you clean that? Because that's going to be a real nightmare to get in and out cleaning it. Yeah, so that's what I've done this week. Added a pump, replaced the ozone, and the other thing I've done is I've actually cranked up my lights by about 4% on the peak. So I've just nudged them all up a bit. I'd like to say I've got a reason for doing it really, but my only reason is I want to see if it made any difference. We're running at, I think it was about 60, the peak was about 68, might have been 70, somewhere around there. Now I think it's 74. I've just nudged them all out because they ramp up, and then at about 11 they hit about 65%, and at 12 they ramp up to about 74 now, and I think they stay there for a couple of hours, 3 hours, and then they ramp back down to 60, and then they ramp right down as they close off. I've only done it 4 days ago, I think, so a bit early to say whether there's going to be any big significant differences in growth or coloration or anything, but I'm just interested to see really what it does. Yes, I think that's it. I can't think anything else. I've had to stick a big colony back on because one of the tangs has smashed it off. I came in and it was just leaning, and they always just fall straight into another coral as well, don't they? They never fall anywhere where they don't get stung by something. So yeah, it's looking alright though, to be fair. It's got a little bit of recession on the tip which got stung by the other coral, but I'm hoping they'll come back. It looks reasonably good. Yes, I think the only thing I'm intending to do in the next month or two on this tank is I'm going to add probably another one of those wave makers, because I just wasn't happy with the amount of surface agitation. So from this sort of section back, when I look at the top, there's a lot of movement in it, and I like it. There's no kind of slack areas. That end's fine because there's 3 MP6s down that end, and the return comes in that end as well. But it's this kind of meter section here. So that first 3 or 4 foot's good. This kind of 6 to 7 foot is good. It's just the section there, which, like when I feed the tank, which I've just done, I mean, it's moving, but I just think it could be a bit more active. Yeah, so in terms of pumps, I've got 12 wave makers in here now. So I've got 5 MP60s, 3 MP40s, 2 Pentaray Hydrolyzer 42s, 1, can't remember what it is, Max Spec, Jaya, and Sicce Voyager 10. Yeah, so I reckon one more there, and then I should be good for a while. And then I will probably at some point just add smaller pumps to just hit specific spots if I think they're dead and they need it as the corals grow and whatever. I mean, it's, you can't set and forget things like your flow, can you really? Because obviously as the colonies grow, they disrupt the flow, so you have to change it really. Yeah, so that's where I am. I have done some work on this tank. The sump was broken, so one of the panes got smashed when we moved it, so I've had to cut that out. And annoyingly, I was hoping to actually get it set up all the plumbing done and get some water in. But I've got all the pipe works connected, like the Red Sea stuff together with it. I had a new set of O-rings, so I fitted all the new O-rings to that. As far as I'm aware, that tank has never had water in it. So even though it's a second-hand tank, it doesn't look like it's ever had water in it. Even like the inside of the overflow is spotless. There's nothing in there at all. Yeah, so I fitted new O-rings, fitted the pipe work. I cut out the pane of glass which was broken in the sun. It was just a bubble trap. Yes, the annoying thing is the connector for the return line, they screw on, don't they, on Red Sea tanks with a little O-ring, and then you connect your either your half plumb or your flexible pipe to it. That is missing, so I've had to order one. So I've ordered that and some silicone tubing. So I'm kind of at the stage where I'm probably ready to make a video about what I'm doing with that. Yeah, I think that is it, guys. I don't think there's anything else that I can think of that I've done this week. Just got to ride this week out, really, because it's going to be a hot week and it's going to be expensive. Because that aircon's going to be on 24/7 probably for about 4 days. Yeah, so I can't think of anything else. So, yeah, so that's it, guys. I will see you next week. Have a good week, and I will speak to you later.